Hello, my name is Laura and I'm a respiratory therapist at Community Home Medical Equipment. I'm here today to give you a brief instructional video on how to use a CPAP machine. I've been a respiratory therapist for 24 years and I've been with Community Health Network for the last 3 years. To get started, I've got all of the pieces that you would have for your equipment laid out here. I'm going to start with the basics of showing you how to plug it in and how to connect your tubing. This is the ResMed Airsense 11 unit. It's the newest unit in the ResMed line of CPAP equipment. To plug it in, it has a USB port on the back. You can only plug it in one way, so there's no way to get it in incorrectly. Back here you also have your filter port. This is an air inlet. It draws air in from the room. You want to change this air filter about every 4 weeks. To change it, you will open this tab. Inside is one thin filter. This filter is disposable and you can flip it on either side. It does not matter. You would get a new filter in a package like this in your bag. You would take the new filter out and insert it in that flat spot. Then close it up and you're ready to go. About once a week, you should take this filter out and just gently brush it off from any dust that might have accumulated. You also want to leave this area clear for the air to be able to flow freely to your CPAP machine. This is your tubing connector. There's two ends. One is soft and flexible, and this end is for your mask to connect to. This end is hard and not pliable. It has a chip right at the top, and you line this chip. There's arrow here and an arrow here, and you line it up and press straight in. To get started with your therapy, I'm going to turn this machine around. The first thing you're going to want to do is to remove the water chamber. To remove it, you just squeeze and pull. When you remove the water chamber, you're going to lift up on this outside edge and lift up on the lid. Inside is where you're going to pour your distilled water. You do not want to use tap water, as tap water can attract bacteria and cause a film to develop on the bottom of your water chamber. Distilled water can be purchased at any drugstore or grocery store, usually in a gallon-sized jug. You will pour your distilled water into the water chamber up to this max fill line. You don't want to overfill the water chamber, as it can cause water to back up in your machine and cause damage to the machine. You'll close your water chamber lid and slide this water chamber into your unit. Just press in until you hear that click, and that lets you know the water chamber is in place. When you are ready to use your machine for the night, you're simply going to fill up the distilled water chamber. You're going to attach your mask to the end of the tubing. You'll place your mask on your head. There are a variety of different masks, so I can't show all of those here, but you and your doctor and your respiratory therapist will help you choose the one that is right for you. To get started with therapy, it's a simple press of the button. You press the button on the top of the machine, and the machine will start up for you. You will hear that air coming out, and you will feel that air pressure on your mask. Your machine screen will come on with the pressure that it's supposed to come on at the start. The screen will time out after a few seconds. It's supposed to do that so it's not lighting up your room while you're trying to sleep. To see the screen again after it times out, you simply press the screen and it will light up again. What you see in the center is your pressure, and below that are your settings. Those are the pressure settings that your doctor has chosen for you in order to treat your sleep apnea. When you're done with your therapy for the night, you simply press the button, it turns it off, and it's going to give you this sleep report. It's going to tell you how long you slept with your machine last night. Many insurance companies require what is called compliance, and what is considered compliant is that you wear the unit for at least 4 hours per night, 70% of the nights. So that would be 21 out of 30 days in a row, and they give you 90 days to meet that goal. To see how well your mask is fitting, you would press this button, and that would tell you that you had a good seal with your mask last night. If you get a yellow question mark, that means that your mask seal may not have been good enough. You may have had some times of large leak, so you'll want to readjust your mask as you're laying down in the bed at night. After you're done viewing your screen, you can always hit the home button and it'll take you back to the main screen. You'll want to remove your water chamber each morning, open it up, and dump out any distilled water that would be left over in the morning. You always want to use fresh distilled water each night so that there is no chance for mold or mildew growth in your water chamber. When you're done, you can either leave the water chamber open or slide it back in your machine. There is a flashing icon here that looks like a snowflake in the corner. That is supposed to be there. That is your machine doing a cool down procedure to get rid of any kind of excess gas in the machine. It's going to do that for about 3 minutes after you shut it down, and there's nothing that you need to do extra. You will wipe off your mask interface each morning and then go about your day. Next, we will talk about cleaning and replacing your supplies. So once every 4 to 6 weeks, or as needed, you're going to want to change this filter. To do that, you're going to pull it out of your unit, dust it off. It'll probably be gray or really dark in color. You'll throw this away. You'll get a new filter, and you'll want to place that new filter in your machine. These filters are included with your setup and will be put in your bag when you leave your appointment. The filter sits down in the filter inlet and snaps to close. So that is changing your filter. You're going to do that once a month. The one thing that you're going to do once a week is you're going to clean all of your supplies. So to clean your supplies, you just want to get a sink or a basin full of warm water and just a couple drops of mild dish soap. What you're going to include when you clean is your tubing, your water chamber, and whatever mask or headgear that you have chosen. You will simply submerge all of these items into the water. You can use tap water for this cleaning process. Let it soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once it's good and soaked, you're going to take it out of the sink. You're going to turn on your faucet and run the water through the tubing. It is perfectly safe to get this end of your tubing wet. You will also rinse off your water chamber. And to do that, you'll want to open it up, rinse it out with cool water, and same with your mask and your headgear. Once all of those things have been rinsed off, you're going to lay your water chamber and your mask on your counter to dry. Your tubing you can hang over a towel rack or your shower head to let it drip dry. Again, you will clean the tubing, water chamber, and your mask and headgear one time per week. The filter you will change once per month. You are also eligible to replace your supplies on a rolling 3-month basis. Someone from our resupply team will reach out to you about 6 weeks after your setup to see how you prefer to be contacted. There is an app, email, or text available for this contact. The things that you replace are your filters. You can get 6 of those every 3 months. Your tubing, you can get 1 new tubing every 3 months. Your water chamber, you can get 1 new water chamber every 6 months. And your mask without the headgear, you can also get every 3 months. The headgear itself, insurance only covers that every 6 months. You may choose to private pay for any of these items at a 40% discount from us, or you can look online to see what is available. Cleaning your supplies is not cumbersome. We do not recommend that you use the ozone cleaning machines that you see on television, as those can actually cause damage to your CPAP machine. Soap and water is a lot cheaper, and it's still the most reliable way to clean your equipment. Anytime that you have questions, please reach out to Community Home Medical Equipment, and one of our therapists would be happy to assist you. Thank you.